Every year, thousands of IGNOU students finish all their theory courses in MSc Environmental Science, and then get stuck at the one component that actually decides their degree, the project. This is the complete guide to the IGNOU MSc Environmental Science Project and Dissertation, course code MEVP-011. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to choose your topic, get your synopsis approved, write the full dissertation, submit it correctly, and clear your Viva with confidence. So let us start with what MEVP-011 actually is. MEVP-011 is the compulsory project and dissertation work for the Master of Science in Environmental Science program at IGNOU. It sits in the final semester, Semester 4, and it is run by the School of Interdisciplinary and Transdisciplinary Studies. Think of it as your chance to take everything you learned in theory, ecology, pollution control, environmental policy, impact assessment, and apply it to one real environmental problem of your choice. Here are the facts you need before anything else. MEVP-01. 1 carries 8 credits. It is worth 100 marks in total. That 100 is split into 70 marks for your written project report and 30 marks for your Viva-Voce. And to pass, you must score at least 40% in each component separately, not just overall. One quick but important note. Some older web pages still call this a 4-credit project. The official IGNOU handbook for MEVP-011 clearly states 8 credits, so always trust the official program guide and verify the current figures on ignou.ac.in. Now, why does this project matter so much, beyond just being mandatory? First, your degree is simply not awarded until this project is completed and passed. No matter how well you did in your theory papers, the result stays incomplete without MEVP-011. Second, this is the part of your MSc that employers actually notice. A real research project shows that you can design a study, collect environmental data, analyze it, and defend your conclusions. That is exactly the skill set that environmental consultancies, pollution control boards, and research organizations look for. And third, a well-done dissertation can become the first step towards a published paper or towards a PhD in environmental science. Let me give you the big picture of the whole journey, so the rest of this guide makes sense. The project moves through 10 clear stages. 1. Read the official project guidelines. 2. Choose a focused, researchable topic. 3. Find and confirm an eligible guide. 4. Write your synopsis or proposal. 5. Get that synopsis formally approved. 6. Collect your data. 7. Analyze and interpret it. 8. Write the full report. 9. Submit it with all the required documents. And 10. Attend and clear your Viva. The single most common reason students lose a whole session is skipping stage 5, starting the project before the synopsis is approved. So treat approval as your green light and never start the final report without it. Keep this 10-stage map in mind, because we will now walk through each stage in detail, starting with how to choose a topic that gets approved on the first attempt. Choosing your topic is the first real decision, and it quietly controls how easy or how painful the rest of the project will be. A good MEVP-011 topic passes 4 simple tests. Test 1 is relevance. Pick a focused environmental issue, not a broad theme. Air quality in one city, groundwater near one industrial belt, waste handling in one locality. Narrow topics score higher because they allow real analysis. Test 2 is feasibility. Ask honestly whether you can finish this in the time and budget you have. If a topic needs expensive lab testing or a site you cannot access, it will stall. Test 3 is data availability. Before you commit, confirm you can actually get the data, whether that is a field survey, water samples, or published government datasets. And test 4 is guide fit. A topic your supervisor understands well will get you sharper feedback and faster approval. To make this concrete, here are the kinds of themes IGNOU MSc Environmental Science students commonly work on. Water pollution monitoring and management in a local area, air quality assessment in an urban neighborhood, soil contamination survey and remediation, electronic waste generation and management, environmental toxicants in food or drinking water, environmental impact assessment of a development project, and sustainable agriculture practices and their outcomes. Treat these as directions, not final titles. Your job is to take one theme and sharpen it into a specific, local, answerable question. Now, I am keeping topic selection deliberately light here because we cover the full topic list and how to frame winning titles in a separate dedicated video. Check the description link for that. Once your topic is roughly set, you need a guide, and IGNOU is strict about who qualifies. Your supervisor must be a subject expert in environmental science or a closely related field. Typically, that means a person holding a master's degree in environmental science with about 5 years of experience, or a PhD holder with around 2 years of experience. An IGNOU academic counselor for the MSc Environmental Science program also qualifies. One thing that trips students up: you do not pay your supervisor anything. IGNOU itself pays the guide's remuneration, so never hand over any fee for guidance. And you cannot choose a relative or an unqualified person just because they are available. If your proposed guide is from outside IGNOU, you must attach their complete signed biodata, because without it the proposal will simply not be entertained. Your guide's job is genuinely useful, so use them well. A good supervisor helps you narrow the topic, points you to the right references and datasets, advises on your methodology and sampling plan, reviews your drafts, and keeps your work honest and free of plagiarism. The students who stay in regular touch with their guide are the ones who finish on time. Now, the document that turns your idea into an approved project is the synopsis. The synopsis, also called the project proposal, is a short blueprint of about 1,500 words. It is submitted on IGNOU's official proposal proforma, and it must contain a clear title, an introduction, your objectives, the problem statement, your research methodology, including the study location, sample design, and data collection tools, any limitations, and your references in a consistent style such as APA. You submit this signed proposal, along with your guide's biodata, to the MSc Environmental Science Program Coordinator. The school then reviews it and notifies you of approval, usually within about 6 weeks. I am keeping the synopsis explanation short here too, because there is a separate video that walks through writing each section with a full sample. For now, just remember, no approval means no project. With your synopsis approved, the real research begins. And this is where your project earns its marks. Research for MEVP-011 is not about copying textbook theory. It is about producing your own evidence. So your first task is to decide what kind of data your question needs. Primary data is data you collect yourself: field surveys, questionnaires, water or air sampling, noise measurements, or lab tests. Secondary data is data that already exists: published government reports, monitoring datasets, and peer-reviewed studies. Many strong projects sensibly combine both. For credible environmental data, go to credible sources. The Central Pollution Control Board and your State Pollution Control Board publish official air, water, and noise data. The Ministry of Environment, Forest, and Climate Change publishes reports and case studies. International agencies like UNEP, the World Health Organization, and the World Bank maintain large environmental databases. Peer-reviewed journals give you both data and tested methods. And IGNOU's own digital repository, IGNOU, is excellent for your literature review. Whatever you use, record the source properly, because every figure in your report must be traceable and citable. A quick but serious word on research ethics. Your project must be your own original work. Plagiarism or reusing another student's already submitted project leads to outright rejection. If you survey people, keep their responses anonymous and take their consent. And every report must carry an originality certificate, signed by you and your guide, confirming the work is genuinely yours. Now to the heart of this guide, the structure of the dissertation itself. A well-organized MEVP-011 report follows a standard academic flow, and examiners look for exactly these sections. It opens with the front matter, your title page, the originality certificate, your guide's bio data, an acknowledgement, and the table of contents. Then comes the abstract, a tight summary of your aim, methods, findings, and implications, usually in 150 to 300 words. After that, the main body unfolds chapter by chapter. Chapter 1 is the introduction. Here you set the context of the environmental problem, state why it matters, and present your objectives and rationale. Chapter 2 is the review of literature. You summarize what existing studies have already found, and you point to the gap your project fills. Chapter 3 is the methodology. This is where you describe your study area, your sampling method, your instruments, and how you analyze the data. Write it clearly enough that another researcher could repeat your study. Chapter 4 is results and discussion. This is the highest weighted section, so give it the most care. Present your findings with clear tables, graphs, and charts, and then interpret them, explaining not just what you found, but why it matters. Chapter 5 is your conclusion and recommendations. Summarize your key findings and offer practical, realistic suggestions. Finally come your references, listed in a consistent style, and your annexures, such as survey forms or raw data. Notice how the marks map onto these chapters. In the official scheme, the introduction with objectives carries 10 marks, the literature review 10, the methodology 10, results and discussion a full 30, and the conclusions 10. That is 70 marks for the report. The remaining 30 come from your Viva. The lesson is simple. Your results and discussion chapter is where the biggest marks live, so that is where your strongest analysis must go. Once your content is ready, formatting decides whether it looks like a serious dissertation or a rushed assignment. IGNOU expects a formal report of roughly 40 to 50 double-space pages, which is around 10,000 words. A variation of about 10% is generally accepted. Use A4 size pages, 1-inch margins, and a clean, readable font such as Times New Roman in 12-point. Number every page and give every table and figure a caption and a source. Do keep in mind that exact page and word figures can be revised by IGNOU. So confirm the current requirement in your official handbook before you finalize. Before you print, run through a quick formatting checklist. Check that your cover page shows the correct title, your name, your enrollment number, and your program details. Make sure the approved synopsis and the signed originality certificate are both included. Confirm all chapters and appendices are numbered. Ensure every figure and table has a caption, and submit a clean copy with no handwritten corrections or torn pages. Now, submission. Getting this step wrong is a needless way to lose a session, so follow it carefully. IGNOU accepts the project in 2 ways, and you should confirm which applies to your session. For offline submission, you send one properly bound copy of your report, along with a CD containing the soft copy as a PDF, to the Registrar, Student Evaluation Division, IGNOU, Maidan Garhi, New Delhi, 110068. On the envelope, clearly write, MSc Environmental Science Project Report, MEVP-011. A photocopy of the report is not accepted, and you should keep your own copy because you will need it at the Viva. For online submission, you upload the entire project as a single PDF on IGNOU's project portal, with the first page listing your name, program, and course code. Whichever mode you use, your submission is only complete if certain documents are inside it. You need the approved proposal proforma, the approved synopsis, your guide's biodata, and the signed Originality certificate. If any of these is missing, IGNOU treats the submission as incomplete, and an incomplete project is not evaluated. There is also an evaluation fee, and this is one figure to double-check. IGNOU charges a project evaluation fee based on credits, commonly 300 rupees for projects up to 4 credits and 500 rupees for projects above 4 credits. Since MEVP-011 is an 8-credit project, the higher slab is likely to apply. So please verify the exact fee for your session on the official portal and pay it along with your term end exam form. Attach the receipt because an unpaid fee means your project will not be evaluated. After you submit, the timing of your result follows a simple pattern. If you submit between December and May, your result is declared with the June term end examinations. If you submit between June and November, it is declared with the December examinations. And if, in the worst case, your project is failed, you generally have to redo the full cycle, a fresh proposal, ideally a new topic, and a resubmission with the applicable fee. That is exactly why doing it carefully the first time saves you months. Now let us talk about the part that makes many students nervous, the Viva-Voce, which carries a full 30 marks. The Viva is an oral defense of your own project, usually arranged through your regional center. It is not a trick exam. The examiners simply want to confirm that the work is truly yours and that you understand it. So here is how to walk into your Viva prepared. Know your own report inside out, especially your objectives, your methodology, and your main findings. Be ready to explain, in your own words, why you chose your methods and what your results actually mean. Practice out loud beforehand, even a short mock presentation, so your answers come out clear and calm. Carry your report, your notes, and your key data charts on the day. Dress neatly, arrive on time, and answer honestly. If you do not know something, it is far better to admit it than to bluff. A candidate who can discuss their study confidently almost always does well. Now let me save you from the mistakes that quietly cost students their marks. The first is starting the project before the synopsis is approved. The second is weak or vague objectives that the whole report then wanders around. The third is a thin methodology with no real primary data or analysis. The fourth is plagiarism, which triggers automatic rejection. The fifth is poor formatting and missing documents at submission. And the sixth is simply starting too late and running out of time. Every one of these is completely avoidable with early planning. If you want to actually score high and not just pass, aim for these 5 things. Follow the IGNOU format strictly, because easy formatting marks are the ones students throw away. Go beyond description into real analysis, linking your findings to environmental theory or policy. Present your data visually with clear graphs and tables that an examiner can read at a glance. Proofread ruthlessly, so no typos undercut your credibility. And rehearse your Viva, because those 30 marks are very winnable. Now, a question many of you are silently asking. Is this project and this whole degree actually worth it? Honestly, yes, and here is the straight answer. The IGNOU MSc Environmental Science is a UGC-recognized postgraduate degree, valid for government and private jobs and for further study. IGNOU is NAAC accredited with a strong national ranking among open universities. The project specifically is what converts your degree from theory on paper into demonstrable research experience. And that experience opens real doors. Completing MEVP-011 strengthens your profile for roles such as Environmental Consultant, Environmental Impact Assessment Analyst, Pollution Control Officer, Sustainability or ESG Associate, Research Assistant, and roles with pollution control boards, NGOs, and environmental consultancies. It also builds the exact research base you need if you plan to pursue a PhD later. In short, this is not paperwork. It is the most career-relevant thing you will produce in the entire program. Let me quickly answer the question students ask us most often. How long does the project take? Usually 6 to 12 months, depending on your topic and effort. Can you do it as a group? No, it must be your own individual work. Is fieldwork compulsory? Not always. It depends on your topic, and a well-designed secondary data study is perfectly valid. Can you change your topic after approval? Avoid it if you can. A change usually means going through the approval process again. And what if you fail? You redo the cycle with a fresh proposal and the applicable fee. So, let us bring it all together. MEVP-011 is an 8-credit, 100-mark project, 70 for the report, 30 for the Viva, and you need 40% in each to pass. Get your synopsis approved first, build a strong results chapter, format it properly, submit every required document, and rehearse your Viva. Do that, and you will not just complete your dissertation, you will complete it well. For sample formats, topic help, and one-on-one support, visit ignouproject.com or message us on WhatsApp. And always confirm the latest official dates and rules on ignou.ac.in. If this guide helped you, subscribe to Shri Chakradhar Education for more IGNOU project walkthroughs. This is BK Sahni, wishing you a first attempt approval and a high-scoring project.